Hi everyone, FPLMattDay here, and this is my budget transfers for Game Week 1 Part 2. If you missed the first part, head to the videos in my channel and you can find my 5 picks from Part 1. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, give the video a like, and get any comments and questions in time ready for Game Week 1, which is only a couple of days away. But as usual, I'll be sharing from the Fantasy Football Hub. I'm an affiliate this season. Really happy to be on board. If you want a membership, you can get 50% off by heading to the link in the bio of this video. And if you do not win your mini league, they're going to give you your money back. So it's a win-win. You either win your mini league and you get a membership, or you don't win your mini league and you get your money back anyway. And you get all of this great content. So let's share screen and let's go with my 5th budget pick for Game Week 1 and onwards. And it's Kobbie Mainoo from Manchester United, midfielder at £5.5 million. Absolute bargain. Have a look at this last season. When he did play, he got 4.33 points per game, an expected points of 3.7 this season going into the games, which isn't too bad. You know, if you're having a £5.5 million sort of fifth midfielder as that enabler that you need to play off your bench or start every now and then, and you're getting yourself an expected point of 3.7, it's not bad at all. Not too high on the XG or expected assists, but remember, he's just a young player and he's only going to get better this year. We'll go over to his map here on this side. Not huge amounts of data just because he didn't play that many games last season, but we all know his talent. And then have a look here at his map. Drifts in and around the attacking half. But yeah, we do need to see probably a little bit more box play from him. He's probably someone who's going to make that second or third pass leading to a goal. But he's only going to get better. He's a very good price, and the expected points is what we are after with Mainoo as this budget pick. And then the fixtures for Man United, it's hard to say how they're going to do. Lots of injuries, but they did get a good draw in the Community Shield, even though they lost on pens. And Fulham at home is first up, followed by Brighton away, Liverpool home, Southampton away, Palace away, and Spurs at home. So some tricky ones, but also some, potentially slightly lesser fixtures as well. I think 5 is a pretty good rank for Mainoo in terms of these budget midfielder picks. So let's go into my next pick, number 4, and you can see me typing his name on there now. Morgan Gibbs-White, very popular pick going into this season, 4.67 points per game last season. You can see right there on screen, 6.5 million. So he's going to cost you $1 million more than Kobbie Mainoo, and he's definitely in a weaker side, a lesser side than Mainoo. But his stats are pretty good. Expected points of 4.07 per game, 0.19 XG, 0.21 for the expected assists. And we've got way more data with Gibbs-White in the positions he picks up on the field. Bear in mind, he played the majority of the games last season. But you can see here, pretty solid expected FPL points. Lots of his map here shows quite a lot there in terms of chances created, crosses, through balls, shots in the box. So at 6.5 million, quite a tidy pick. And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at all of this movement across the pitch from left to right, in and around that box. Again, he's going to be someone who's going to get shots off from outside the box. He's going to make that second, third pass. Isn't probably getting in the box enough. But at this price point of 6.5 million, consistent starts, consistent minutes, always on the ball and looking for the ball. And we have a look at Forest's opening 6. Looks pretty nice on paper. Bournemouth home, Southampton away, Wolves home, Liverpool away, Brighton away, and Fulham at home. So definitely one to keep an eye on at 6.5 million. So let's go into my third pick, and it's a bit of a blast from the past. A player that didn't quite hit the heights last season that we saw from the prior season, and it's Mitoma. He is the cover star of this YouTube video, and there's no points per game from last season because he was just injured too much, and doesn't look like there's any expected points there right now. It just doesn't quite have the data, but it does have the data here with his maps, really high touches in the box, which is what you want to see. Gives him the ability to win penalties. You can see here on his map, all up this left-hand side. He can cut in on that right side. We know how good his finishing and his shooting is. And although we don't have too much data on screen, the prior season to the one just gone, he got 9 assists and 7 goals. And he was, I think, about 5.5 million that year. This season, he's 6.5 million. If he can stay fit every week and improves on that prior goal return, we've got an absolute bargain. And what's a pretty progressive, good footballing style from Brighton. And these first 6 games, Everton away, United home, Arsenal away, looks pretty tough on paper. But then Ipswich home, Forest home, and a Chelsea team who is getting quite a bit of under fire right now. They're pretty good fixtures. So Mitoma for me at number 3, I think could be a really sneaky budget pick. So let's go into another player here who's actually a striker now. We've had midfielders so far. There's been a lot of midfielder love so far with the budget picks. There's just so many good ones. We've got another one who's not going to have much data. And there you can even see it here. Even Pep makes mistakes. So doesn't look like we have that data right now on the screen for the pick I was going to have. So let's just quickly bring it up from the official fantasy website. Let's bring him in now. And it's going to be a forward from West Ham. New to the game at £7 million. Fulkirk from Dortmund. Let's bring him up on the screen now for us all. This is the fun and games of content creation. Sometimes things don't always work. So you have to stop screen and go again. Even during this, I'm not one to go back and forward and keep editing. I like to try and keep it as pure as possible. But you can see here, Fulkirk on screen, 7 million for West Ham. Doesn't have any points per game right now. No expected points, no goals. But he got 12 Bundesliga goals last season with Dortmund, or 12 goals in total. West Ham start looks quite patchy. Villa, Palace, City, Fulham, Chelsea, Brentford in the first 6. Ipswich, sneaky little pick in game week 7. But someone needs to score goals. I think he's going to be a really good target man and a really good pick at £7 million. So he comes in at number 2 on part 2 of the budget picks. So I just think we're all looking at the 8.5, 8 million, 7.5 million strikers. But at that sort of budget range at 7 mil, I think Fulkirk has some really, really good potential. So let's present again back from the Fantasy Football Hub. And let's go with my number 1 pick. So we'll bring it up here and go into my number 1 budget pick on part 2 of the video. So let's just go in here and we can go to player profiles. So we're back now and we are resuming recording. Number 1 is Minter from Brighton, a new signing who was on loan at Feyenoord last season. He got 10 goals in the Eredivisie. Class as a midfielder, will slot into a front 3 for Brighton. And we're going to use a different tool here to analyse him on the Fantasy Football Hub. This is actually a really cool tool I've found for predicted points, which is probably, look, we love the heat maps. We love the other expected points stats, but this is a really, really good one. Across his first 8 game weeks, he's got a predicted points of 16.5, 1.3% ownership, only 5.5 million for Brighton. And the following games, game week 1, Everton away, expected to get 4 points. Manchester United home, 4.3 points. Arsenal away, 3.5. Ipswich home, 4.6. Forest, 4.4. Chelsea 3.9. So we'll just do the opening 6 for now. But games like Ipswich home and Forest home, he could come out with double-digit scores in that game, in my opinion, based on what we saw at Feyenoord. He's got 80 predicted minutes per game as well, which is really strong. So Minter is my number 1 budget pick on this part 2 video. I hope you like it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Who are your budget picks? Who have I missed combined between part 1 and part 2? Let me know, give the video a like, and stay tuned for plenty more content from now until the start of the season. I'm FPLMattDay. Thanks for tuning in, and bye for now.